Trish from A Touch of Magic, and today I am making the ultimate chocolate chip cookie. These cookies are delicious, they're soft, but they have a lovely crunchy exterior, and I've also had a little fun with some Maltesers and googly eyes, just thrown in for good measure. Have fun baking in the kitchen. So we are starting with really soft butter. Now, as you can see, when I say really soft, the knife can go squidgy and squash straight into the butter. This is salted Irish butter. Unsalted, I don't tend to use. I just like the flavour of the salted butter. I'm putting in a mix of brown and caster sugar. So in goes dark brown, and I've also got some caster sugar. Now again, a little trick, which are very handy, are containers. All you have to do is clean as you go, and as you're weighing up all the ingredients, it's fantastic for kids because the cleanup is much faster. So without further ado, down goes my mixer, and I need to have the butter and sugar mixed to a lovely soft paste. While I'm waiting for that to mix, I have got one free range egg and one free range yolk. I've got plain flour, I've got some bicarb, in that goes, and I've got dark chocolate chips, about 50% dark chocolate chips, because it makes a beautiful rich cookie. So while that's mixing, I'm just going to give a little stir my bread soda and my flour. Now, of course, like everything, my mixer's decided not to cooperate. So as you can see, the butter is not blending with the sugar. So keep an eye on it and make sure that it'll blend with your sugar, because you want to have delicious cookies. I'll turn it up a little, so we'll beat the bejesus out of the butter and the sugar. Going round and round and round and round and round and round and round. It's getting creamy, it's changing colour a bit. The butter is whizzing around the bowl. And now it's a perfect time to add the eggs. So in go my free range, one free range egg and one free range yolk. Followed by, now I will turn down the speed of it, followed by my flour. And lastly, my chocolate chips. And you have got fabulous, sticky chocolate cookie dough. Now, as you can see, it has this beautiful, pliable cookie dough. Now, one of the things that helps in relation to just getting the same size cookie is I'll get out my scales, I will grab a handful, and they're roughly about 60 grams in weight. You'll get about 18 cookies. It would help to turn on your scales. Boom, we've got our little 60 grams per cookie. Now, don't worry, I don't want you all to lose the will to live. I'll do about 6 cookies. And again, about 60, 64, that will do. And it does help to have your glasses on, which are on top of my head. So, note to self, put on glasses when you're making your cookies. 67, I'm just going to take a little bit out, just because I want them to evenly bake. Boom, perfect. 2 more cookies and we're nearly there, and the rest I can play with. Now, the beauty about this particular recipe also is that you can make up these cookie balls and put them in the freezer, and you can actually freeze them solid. You're just adding another 5 minutes onto the baking time. Once they come out of the freezer, put them on a tray, defrost for about maybe 15 minutes before you put them into the oven, and add an extra 5 minutes onto the baking. We've got 6 cookies. I'll get rid of our cookie dough just to create a bit more space. And out comes my tray. And I'm going to line my cookies up, 2, 3, and evenly spaced, almost 4-finger width, because they will spread when they go into the oven. They will take about 12 to 15 minutes in the oven, and you can see they've lovely little chunks of your chocolate chips. Do not flatten the cookies. Now, one trick with this particular recipe, because it's delicious, and what a lot of people find when they're making cookies is they think they're undercooked. 12 minutes will give you a really soft cookie. 15 minutes will give you a crunchy cookie. But with the 12 minutes, you take them out of the oven and they will inflate. They will puff up and you think, oh my goodness, they're not done, but they're done. Leave them rest, they will deflate, they will flatten out. You will have the chewiest, delicious chocolate chip cookie. Leave them any longer and you have a lovely crunchy cookie. So it depends whether you want it soft or crunchy and delicious. Your choice. In they go. 12 minutes, I prefer because I love my soft cookie, or 15 minutes if you like them lovely and crunchy. 180 degrees Celsius, and in they go. Boom. And here we have our cookies. Now, one of the things, as I mentioned to you earlier, is in relation to the cookies, when they are in the oven, when you're taking them out, they will puff up and they will slightly deflate. Now you can see they're beginning to deflate already, but if I'm to even press down, they're quite wiggly, very soft. And for those with the untrained eye, they might think, oh my goodness, I need to put them in for another 5-10 minutes. Don't. 12 minutes, boom, they're done. Leave them so they'll end up with a fabulous crinkly bottom. Now these cookies have been allowed to cool, and I have got a great idea, approaching Halloween or something, just even for a little bit of fun, and putting some creepy-crawlies. So I've made myself a piping bag. So with a piping bag, I've just created a triangle of parchment paper. I have a corner which I'm holding, and I'm wrapping right around my hand, continuing all the way around until it creates sort of rabbit ears, a little rabbit ears. Fold that, tuck that in, and you've got your perfect piping bag. Now with that, all I've done is I have melted some milk chocolate. Now I don't have a trusty helper, so I'm going to put my piping bag into a glass, and I'm just going to tip in some melted chocolate. Doesn't have to be a lot. All this is doing is securing the Maltesers. And again, fold in the bag and wrap it down so you have nothing escaping. Put that to the side. We have our Maltesers ready, and the googly eyes I'm using are just sprinkles. They're eyes that you can pick up. I spotted these in a local store, so they're great for cookies. I'm going to get a tiny bit of my scissors, and I'm going to take a tiny bit off. So in place, I'm going to put 2 little splodges, and I'm going to get a trusty Malteser. I'm going to wiggle it into place. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then I'm going to create the shape of some spider's legs. Now my daughter would have a heart attack because she hates spiders, but for some reason she enjoys these ones. So again, all I'm doing is creating the effect that I've got some creepy-crawly legs. Again, splodge, melted chocolate, and you can put your Maltesers. Wiggle, wiggle, make sure they stay in place. Steady. And then create creepy-crawly legs. And with spiders, they have got 4 on either side. Now, a teeny tiny bit of melted chocolate, not too much, because if you put too much chocolate on, what happens is the eyeballs slide. And I'm just going to put on, whoa, see, it's sliding off. Tiny bit on. And another one. So we have got spider eyes, little bugs, but they're great fun for kids to do. And if it's the only spider I come across in the day, I would be quite happy. And they taste delicious too. So there we have some addition spider cookies to your chocolate chip cookies. Now I can't wait any longer for these cookies. I've left them cool a little, but just showing how delicious and squidgy and divine these cookies are. Breaking them open, you've the melted chocolate, you've that gorgeous sticky brown sugar, but it's the taste of the cookies that are squidgy and soft. They're absolutely divine. You gotta try them. Thanks for watching me bake with a touch of magic. You'll find a list of ingredients and a link to my new book in the description below. Please do comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next Thursday.